On Thursday night, a devastating fire razed a three-story accommodation facility known as Hostel at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The cause of the fire is still unknown, and it has severely damaged at least 9 rooms, leaving the victims overwhelmed and students in the adjacent building fighting. Well, some victims of the fire outbreak are final year students who have lost their project works. Here's a report by Clinton Yawa.
The devastating fire last night has gutted almost every burnable material here at the father's hostel in Kote, which is a few distance away from the KNUST campus. Just as you can see, all these materials belonging to students have been destroyed. There is a fridge here burnt to rubbles. A rice cooker here. You cannot even identify some of these things because some of them have been burnt into ashes. Victims recounted that the fire started in a single room before it quickly spread throughout the building, consuming their valuable items within minutes. One other unfortunate situation is that final year students were victims of this fire outbreak. And currently, such students have lost all their belongings, their phones, their laptops, and hard copies of their project works. I can confidently say that the only items that these students may have been able to pick during the fire were the clothes that they were wearing before that night. It was a moment of sadness, but we were able to engage some of the victims who have lost their room, not just their room, but also their valuable items.
Yesterday we were in the room, you see, that room. So the opposite side of the room, we were just inside and we heard some noises going on. We thought maybe just a fighting or something. But later on we just experienced some smoke and other things just entering the windows. So we quickly decided to open the door. When we opened the door, we saw smoke all over the place, and so the fire was just, so.
And like I know at that moment. Actually, who said as to the gas bill has put there like it just through a film.
A gas exploded, intensifying the impact. When we called the fire service, by the time they got here, the fire had already extended to the other places.
And to mobile moment like connected pipes no cost run. Yes,
I have been speaking with the owner of the facility. He says he's only grateful that no casualty was recorded from this incident.
They could not pick anything, but we are grateful that in all of it, no one got hurt.
These are officers of the KNUST Fire Department surveying the impact of the fire. Although they declined our request for an interview, we understand that victims have received an intervention. The situation has left many of them out of place or homeless. But what we understand is that some of these students are perching with their friends. And we also understand that the SRC and student management have intervened and registered some of the affected individuals and relocated them to the SRC hostel, which is located on campus. This is to mitigate the current situation and the effect it has had on these students. From Kumasi, my name is Clinton Yaboa reporting.
Where your election headquarters. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity, and the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. Also brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, and Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. Now this afternoon, we're taking you to Tamale Jubilee Park in the Northern region, where thousands of NDC supporters have gathered singing and dancing in anticipation of the official launch of the NDC's national campaign. The top brass of the party, we know, have also started trooping in. Key points expected to feature in the various speeches includes the party 24-hour economy promise, the promise of the number of ministers to be reduced to 60, and also the eradication of corruption. My colleague Maxwell is at the venue. He joins us live with more. Maxwell, what can you report?
launch has officially started with speeches from various interest groups. We've had the creative arts industry speaking, led by Baba Sadiq speaking. We just had members of the Concerned Drivers Association also speaking. The leader of that group mentioned that in a run-up to the last elections, they actually came out and urged voters to vote for the current president, Nana Addo Dankwa. They said they formed a group called Drivers for Change, Movement Drivers for Change. They are saying that today they are forming a new association, Drivers for Better Change, and they are urging Ghanaians to vote for the NDC because they are not happy with the increasing and astronomical cost of fuel. But what you can see in the background right now are NDC supporters.
Your election headquarters would like to apologize for that interruption. Let's take you back to Tamale. My colleague Maxwell Gaba is on the ground now, speaking to Joyce Barmuntagre. Let's listen in.
Parliament, many of the key stakeholders in our party, and many other people. And you can see the rank and file of the party, many friends of the party, various associations are represented here. Indeed, John Mahama is the man to beat in the upcoming election. We have momentum. The good people of Ghana are ready and poised for change. Indeed, change starts with you and I and everybody else who believes that we must end corruption, end stealing, end the arrogance, end hardship. Look, our poor have gotten poorer. Our hungry have gotten hungrier. Indeed, we took 10 million cedis to go and investigate the Eastern Corridor Road project. Today, that project has been left to deteriorate even further. I believe that the northern region is home to our food basket. They know that John Mahama has great policies for agriculture in this region. He has great policies for infrastructure in this region. He has great policies for our health in this region. Above all, he is a man who will unite the country and march us towards a brighter future.
I'm curious to find out, though, what went into the choice for Tamale as a place for the grand launch of the national?
Well, you know that with our party in particular, since the days of Jerry John Rawlings, we actually just go around the regions per se. Indeed, like the Volta region, the northern region is also like one of our biggest strongholds and is home to our flag bearer. I was born here, so this is a place where I have enormous love for and great fond memories about. So it's just great to be here and be at home, basically. And I think that you can see that the whole world is watching us today. So even though we are here in the heart of the northern region to launch our campaign for Mahama for President 2024, the whole of Ghana is with us. Many international people are following us. So genuinely, you know, these days the world has become very small. And I think that social media and the media and where you have it, usually does it for us. So wherever we find ourselves, I think it's fantastic that we are here today. I've seen all of our great sons and daughters of the North who are all here with us, and all the others from various parts of the country. So I think that we have actually exhibited great unity. We are defying all the odds, defying the vote buying, defying the corruption, defying everything that is negative about this current administration, and marching towards victory 2024.
So would I be right to say that this campaign launch marks the beginning of the crisscrossing of the length and breadth of the country?
Absolutely. We are kick-starting the campaign immediately. We will have one led by the flag bearer himself, one by the running mate, Professor Nanaji Nopokwa Jiman. We'll have one by the national chairman himself, the general secretary's team, and of course, our members of parliament will have various campaign teams. This time we are going to go back to Professor Mills's model for how to campaign and campaign effectively. We'll be doing we've been having amazing community engagements. You can tell that the euphoria here is mind-blowing. Look, let me tell you that God is good, God is amazing. This is just the day we were expecting. This is the momentum we wanted to gather. This is exactly how we wanted today to look like. Very soon we'll be receiving the flag bearer and, of course, his running mate. And I'm sure the euphoria will probably even be greater. There's a massive crowd out here. And, of course, certainly the welcome will be a huge one.
Final question. Not to preempt the flag bearer's speech, though, but I'm curious to know what his speech is likely going to focus on.
Well, we'll have many speakers, some of our members of parliament, some of our executives, and of course the running mate and flag bearer. You know, the running mate will be looking at the matters to do with gender, to do with social interventions, etc. Certainly the flag bearer will speak to all the negative things that are currently engulfing all of us. And then certainly he will also be speaking to the future that he wants to present to us. So we are all looking forward to this fantastic day, this great opportunity, so that Ghanaians can hear what the NDC has to offer.
Thanks so much. Always a pleasure talking to you. You just heard Joyce Bokhtari. She's the spokesperson for the John Mahama campaign. We'll be interacted with some of the supporters who are gathered here. Many of them appealed for the crash. Right
Maxwell Agbagbade interacting with Joyce Bauer, she's special aide to John Dramani Mahama. We'll be going back to Tamale in subsequent bulletin as we bring you the official launch of the NDC campaign in Tamale. Let's do some politically related stories. The Volta regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Makafui Wanya, has emphasized that his party would experience an increase in electoral success in the upcoming December 7 general election in the Volta region. He mentioned that the people of the Volta region are increasingly recognizing the NPP as the best implementer of political development and improvement. Hence, they are aligning to the party. There's more in this report.
These projects include completed works at the Ketu North Municipal Hospital in Ipetha, as well as improvements to facilities at the Hill Teaching Hospital and the University of Health and Allied Sciences. Mr. Wanya also highlighted the construction of roads in Hohwe and Ho townships, the Eastern Corridor Road, the Sokode-Yuhas-Titrenu Bypass Road, and the Sokode-Ho Dual Carriageway.
The true story of Sokode-Yuhas-Titrenu Bypass is that it was never awarded. The initial work, cutting and culverts, was awarded to Usuya Ghana Limited, owned by the then National Treasurer of the NDC in 2013. Typical of the company, the project was abandoned. The second phase, which is the construction of the road proper, including U-House internal roads, was awarded to First Sky Construction Limited by the President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo.
Mr. Wanya also mentioned the completion of the E-Block projects initiated by John Mahama, as well as initiatives in the energy, agriculture, industries, work and sanitation sectors, among others. Mr. Wanya emphasized that these projects show government's dedication to the development of the country, particularly the Volta region, in contrast to the NDC.
Since our independence, the NDC and its antecedents have had the opportunity to rule this country the longest, not to mention the massive support they enjoy in the Volta region.
The NPP is hoping to increase its voting pattern from 100,000 to 300,000 votes in the December 7th general elections. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Oh.
Well, let's take you back to Tamale in the northern region, Jubilee Park to be precise. My colleague Maxwell Agbagbade. Now we have better connection to him. He's discussing engaging key members of the NDC. Let's listen in.
NDC government would never have done that. And the other difference is that with the resources that have come into our fold when we're in government, that is the result of, for instance, the Tamale Airport that I used this morning. That is the result of a lot of asphalt in the city we see here. That is the result of the Kotoka International Airport I traveled from to this place. But for me, what matters most is how we can turn the fortunes of our people for the better. I believe it is very, very necessary for us to put in measures that are actually, dealing with what I consider the most important problem in our country: youth unemployment, youth despondency. And I feel that NDC is also different than NPP because when the public speak, we actually take note. Currently, it doesn't appear that there's anything in our country that can scare the new patriotic party. Journalists, whatever you do, they just don't care. And I feel that we are different in many ways. We have done more in terms of social intervention. I hear people say, which social intervention have you done? If sending water to almost 80% of our people is not social intervention, I don't know what it is. If extending electricity to almost 80% of our people is not social intervention, I don't know what it is. I believe if you have GET fund, that is supposed to provide a lot of intervention in scholarship and school infrastructure, is not social intervention. So we have done tremendous in terms of showing the difference between NDC and NDC. And we are going to do even more than that.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
We just had Governor Kwame Agbodza, Minority Chief Whip there. We have Emmanuel Amakofibua, who is a member of Parliament for the NDC. Let's talk to him and find out from him what his assessment is and what he also makes of today's event. Mr. Amakofibua, you're welcome to join us.
Yes.
You've seen the people of Tamale. You've been in Tamale for some hours now. Want to find out what's your assessment?
Well, I think it's exciting. I think the energy, the enthusiasm, and the hope. It's obvious that we are all ready. And our people are ready.
Same member of Parliament, Haruna Idrisu, former minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, also arriving here at the ground. We'll be speaking to you.
Exciting. We are looking forward, working hard, and making sure we reset Ghana. That is the word. To reset Ghana, to get Ghana out of this mess, to get Ghana out of debt, to get Ghana to be respected again, to get Ghana to be the leader that we have always been, to create a job for the teeming youth, and to bring hope to the people of Ghana.
What do you think has been the biggest challenge of this current government, and what is the NDC as a party learning from this, so that when you get opportunity, you can say with the benefit of hindsight, you're not going to repeat it?
This government has basically failed to lead. They have failed to lead. They have basically borrowed to the teeth, borrowed beyond our means, and they've basically plunged our country into debt. And because of that, everybody is suffering. Everybody is suffering. And we as a country, we want to reset Ghana, a Ghana where every Ghanaian has a chance to succeed.
Thanks for talking to us. Okay, so you just heard from Emmanuel Amakofibua, who is also a member of Parliament for the NDC. Let's try and see if we can get attention of the minority leader, Kasila Sukrosi. Let's see if he will speak to us. You're welcome to join me.
I'll be speaking soon.
Okay.
So you'll hear me speak shortly.
Well, we just wanted to hear a voice briefly as a minority leader.
Just to let you know that I will be speaking soon. And my message to the public, I'll make it known the next few minutes.
But our Joy News audience want to have the scoop of, they want to have an idea of what you'll be talking about.
I think largely the direction of the country and the fact that there's the need for us to have a rethink as citizens of Ghana and to ponder as to whether we want to be comfortable with the direction or we want to change. I strongly believe that almost everyone out there, even the strongest of an MPP supporter, believes that the direction of the country is in a bad way, and there's a need for us to fix it. So, I think the NDC is the alternative. It's a party that we should all understand that we are ready. With strong policies to fix it, and we want to commit that to the people of Ghana and give a strong pledge that we are determined to fix the current mess.
One of the promises of the flag bearer John Mahama is that he will reduce the number of ministers and deputies to 60. You've had opportunity to be there before. You know the enormity of work. Do you think this is feasible? Do you think this is doable?
It is doable. I mean, easily doable. Because there are certain ministries that deserve to be collapsed. And we need to immediately amalgamate some of the ministries to existing ones. And of course, clearly, some of their functions overlap. I do not see the reason why we should have a Ministry of Sanitation when we could easily merge it with another ministry, like Works and Housing and Water Resources. It has been done in the past. For another key function that you should understand is that the number of ministers in certain ministries can easily be reduced downwards. Let me give you an example. Look at the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. We have 4 ministers as we speak. I mean, at the time that we have created additional ministers or additional regions from 10 to 16, I do not believe that Ghana needs 4 ministers at the Ministry of Local Government. The NDC was able to do that with 2. So why are we increasing the number or multiplying the number by 2? I think it's not right. The Ministry of Finance today has 4 ministers. We used to have 3 in the past, and many other places. So clearly, reducing this number of ministers, we have done that. We did not just announce the policy. We announced the policy based on our plan for the people of Ghana. And we can assure you that we'll do just that.
Finally, before I go, just some weeks ago, Fitch Solutions, the UK-based research and data firm, predicted a one-touch victory for the NDC. It said the NDC is going to win. It's most likely to win the elections by more than 50%. I speak to a lot of your party sympathizers, and they tell me that they are not surprised. We have a current situation in Parliament, which is a hung Parliament of a sort. How convinced are you about the performance of the NDC when it comes to the parliamentary elections? At least we've heard on the presidential side, your party supporters are quite optimistic about that. You as the minority leader, I'm sure that they don't want to hear from you on assurances about your hold on Parliament.
I project a working majority for the NDC in the next election. I cannot see a hung Parliament in the next Parliament. I see clearly the NDC winning a good majority, good enough to manage the affairs of this country. Clearly, the state of the country is such that the MPP MPs have failed. Not only the MPs, but also their government. And the fact that the government has become so unpopular is certainly going to affect the MPs. Because the MPs represent the party and represent the government in their constituencies. So I can comfortably project a good working majority for the NDC in the next Parliament.
Thanks so much for giving our audience the scoop. Thank you. Okay, so we had minority leader, Kasala Tufose. Now we have Wa Central Member of Parliament, Rashid Popu. Mr. Popu, you've seen the number of people here. Are you impressed with what you're saying?
Very much impressed. I'm very impressed that people are getting the message for change and a message for restoration and resetting Ghana to make sure we are back on the ring, the source of process, the process of redeveloping Ghana. Yes.
What do you think the NDC flag bearer's message should focus on today? What would you want to hear in the NDC flag bearer?
We want to hear assurance of commitment of John Dramani Mahama, the same man who has helped develop Ghana, who showed distinction and commitment. Want to hear from him, John Dramani Mahama, his renewed commitment to restore hope to the people of Ghana, to make sure Ghana is back on the track of progress and that all levels of corruption will be eliminated and those who have gotten themselves involved in stealing money will be questioned. We want to hear that Ghana will be back on the Committee of Nations as a respected country. And want to see much more progress and the confidence of people to belong to Ghana and to be Ghanaians will be back on stage. We want him to start and tell us the same story. Yeah.
Thanks so much for talking to us, Mr. Rashid Popo. Thanks so much. So you just had Rashid Popo is a member of parliament for the NDC. I also have here with us Sagne Rugu, member of parliament, Honorable Ebio Fuseni. Let's speak to him. Mr. Fuseni, a lot of people call you actually as a man of proverbs. I don't know if you have some proverbs for us on a big day like this for the NDC.
Oh, my brother, they say that if it will rain, you see it in the clouds. So the victory of the NDC can smell it in the air. And by the grace of Allah Almighty, on December 9th or 10th, it is going to be His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, who will be declared as president-elect with a comfortable NDC majority in parliament, reflecting the constituencies across the length and breadth of the country. So I can tell you without doubt, it is not just that the MPP has shambolically and grossly underperformed, but the record of performance of President Mahama and the vision that he's pointing forward towards what this country is in terms of his coming to liberate the good people of this country is going to be the example, and that will stand him in good stead to win the election. So no doubt about that. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama will emerge victorious and help liberate the country. Today, Dr. Bawumia was at the head of this, promising Ghanaians everything under the sun. That this country will be turned into a heaven. This country will flow of milk and honey. Never in the annals of our country's history have the people gone through such excruciating levels of suffering. This is the worst hardship that any government and a reckless, irresponsible government like that. Today, Dr. Bawumia himself has run away from the record of the NPP because he has declared himself that he was only a mate and that he doesn't take responsibility for what happens. Do you think if he was successful, he would run away from the record? It is a total mess. They have catastrophically mismanaged our economy to the point that today Ghanaians have lost confidence in them. So Ghanaians are going to reap confidence in President Mahama.
But they've been explaining, there's a force majeure. They didn't expect the Russian-Ukraine war to happen, Russia's invasion of Ukraine to happen. They didn't expect COVID. All these are force majeure. They didn't expect.
I am just referring you back to Dr. Bawumia when they were in opposition, and he said that if you go to our neighboring countries, the cost of living is lower than in Ghana. And that when we said that the external shocks that came as a result of escalating oil prices, he said that why did it jump Cote d'Ivoire? Why did it jump Togo? Ukraine-Russia war, how has it jumped Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and even resource staff?
Colleague Maxwell Gbagba there speaking to key members of the NDC. First spoke to Governor Kwame Agboja. He's MP for Adaklu. He also spoke to Emmanuel Amakofi-Boam, who is MP for Elembele. And then he spoke to the minority leader, Dr. Kesalato Force. And we'll be back in Tamale in subsequent bulletin. We are your election headquarters. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now, Head of Gas at the National Petroleum Authority, Obed Crane Wache, has praised the cylinder recirculation model for its potential to significantly improve LPG distribution. Speaking at a regional town hall Deba in Ho, he highlighted the initiative's safety benefit, efficiency and cost effectiveness. There's more in this report.
NPA's commitment to stakeholder sensitization and continuous engagement was reiterated, aiming to make LPG accessible to at least 50% of Ghanaians by 2030. The event underscored the socio-economic benefits of the CRM, including job creation, improved public health, and reduced deforestation. Director of Research, Monitoring and Evaluation at the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Joseph Wilson, gave the keynote address at the Deba.
NPA has been engaging consumers and also operators of the LPG on how they can use LPG safely, and also regarding the cylinder recirculation model. So this year we'll be moving from one region to the other, and today is the turn of Volta region. So we are here to educate them on cylinder recirculation model and also the safe use of airplanes.
The town hall thereby also addressed frequently asked questions about the CRM, such as ownership and maintenance of cylinders, safety measures, and cost implications. Attendees were assured that the cylinders will be procured and maintained by bottling plant companies, ensuring high safety standards and regular refurbishments. Dr. Archibald Yaulecha is the Volta Regional Minister.
At the end of the day, we are going to promote the cylinder recirculation so that we don't go to the filling station and filling our cylinders. It's not very safe. So this one, it will be much more safer for all of us. So to protect lives and property, we should all embrace the cylinder recirculation model. And if there are any questions and reservations, this is the opportunity for us to raise them.
The regional manager for NPA, Godwin Yao Konu, highlighted the practical aspects of CRM and its impact on local communities. He has been speaking with the media after the program.
We've been collaborating with the distributors, the LPG distributors in the region, as well as the other retail outlets. For the CRM, we are going to start in Go with Go outlets. We are going to start at the SIC and the Hospital Road, and then we'll also have outlets in Hohoi, Kita, Akachi, Jasikan, and then Dambai in the Oti region. Those are the outlets we are going to start for the pilot phase in the Volta and Oti region. Then based on how why this is just to launch it and make people aware in the region that CRM has come to stay and it's a safer means of using gas. We should move away from charcoal and embrace gas, encourage people in the rural areas to get to use gas. Since it's a safer way, it gives them a longer life, it takes them off health issues and health challenges.
Ivy Satoji, Joy News, Who?
Come in training.
The Minister of Roads and Highways, Mr. Francis Asensupwache, has undertaken a 2-day inspection tour of the Volta and Oti regions to assess the progress of ongoing road projects. The tour commenced with a visit to Atimpoku, where the minister inspected the 26-kilometer Atimpoku-Drapong Esikuma Road project. There's more in this report.
During his visit, Mr. Asensupwache received a briefing on the 10.5-kilometer whole Sokode-Bogamadua carriageway. He expressed satisfaction with the project's progress, noting the significant improvements made. Additionally, the minister reviewed the work on the 5.2-kilometer University of Health and Allied Sciences Road and also inspected the Asikuma Peve Have Eastern Corridor Road. At Drapong, Mr. Boate evaluated the impact of a recent flooding incident on the Alabomi stream culvert. He confirmed that no physical damage had occurred to the ditch and announced that dredging operations will be undertaken to ensure proper flow. He spoke to the media after he inspected some roads in the Hohwe municipality.
As you speak, we are in between the Hohwe Golopati road, which for me is the most critical, and this is passing through the main Hohwe town. As you know, you can see the dust and the inconveniences is causing the good people of Hohwe. I believe that this needs immediate attention. So I've instructed that a very good contractor is secured, is sourced to come and attend to this very important road so that it can bring relief to the good people of Hohwe. In general, I'm impressed with the tour. You see the interventions we've made from Timpoku to Sikuma Junction, and you saw the beautiful whole main road dualization, which has improved socio-economic activities. You saw the work we are doing on the whole bypass and the rate at which it's progressing. And you have also seen the Sikuma Harbour, and currently on the Harbour Hohoi Golopati. These are all very important roads on the Eastern Corridor. And in fact, government has good plans for this road. We doing so with the understanding that should this session be completed, the Eastern Corridor, it will cut the travel distance from Teba Harbour to the northern part of the country and the landlocked countries of Burkina Faso and Mali, where a lot of trading is going on between these countries and Ghana. So I'm happy I was able to come. I believe that it will urge the contractors to work very hard and even faster. And those areas too that we saw that the contractors are slacking, we are taking the necessary action so that the work can go on faster, and it will bring a lot of relief to the good people living in this area.
Chief Executive Officer of the First Sky Construction Group, Oliver Akwatechi, has been speaking with the media.
This project we're standing on is the Sikuma Harbour Road project. This is a 45-kilometer project, and as we speak now, the progress of works is almost about 58% completed. The scope of works comprises of clearing, drain works, which comprises of bus culverts, and then other concrete works. So currently, we put in an extension of time awaiting approval from the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and we put in up to end of February 2025. And so we are waiting for what approvals they will give us to be able to complete the works. But then we know we can complete within the record time of the extension we have requested.
The inspection tour underscores government's commitment to improving road infrastructure and fostering development in the Volta NOT regions. Ivy Satoji.
Well, and that's how we wrap up Joe Newsroom. For more news, please log on to myjoeonline.com. My name is Faustina Savo. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs.